Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And today we are actually, this is very exciting. We are actually going to be covering two different shows. First, we're going to cover Seeking Sister Wife, Season 6, Episode 5, entitled This Is My Wife, and Our Girlfriend. And then we're going to talk about the finale of Love is Blind. We normally recap Love is Blind on our free feed. But unfortunately, this year we just could not do it. So we're sort of playing catch up, but the finale was dropped today. And so we do want to talk a little bit about what's happened. And I've gone down some TikTok rabbit holes. So if you're a Love is Blind fan, stick around.
Yeah, and also if we did do a recap of the whole season, episodes 1 through 11,
Mm-hmm.
and that's on our Patreon at the $5 level if you're
Yeah.
interested. You can go there. We just kind of talk about our feelings about the whole season,
Yes.
which
Yes.
really can be summed up in about 45 minutes to an hour. I don't think that each episode requires, a full recap of Love is Blind.
No. There's so much. There's so much filler. I spend
So
so
much
much time
filler.
fast forward. Like I don't. It's so
Oh
much
yeah,
filler. Okay.
even through this finale, a lot of fast forwarding.
Yes. Okay. But we are not yet. We have to talk.
Mm-hmm.
We have to talk about what happens 15 years into the marriage, and somebody says, "I want a sister wife."
Yeah.
Okay, so where should we start? What was the one?
Well, the episode started with the Johnsons.
The
Is that their
Johnsons.
name?
We can do them really quickly, though. There was a bit with them. Um,
It was
basic.
strange.
It was very strange, and there's something more to this that they're not sharing with us because.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, the Johnson family, they haven't seen Shanay in a few weeks. And apparently, this is what I love about Matt. He's like, well, I texted her and I didn't hear back. And Angelica's like, well, that's part of the problem. Like, you're a one text and then I don't hear anything back. Like, maybe it would be nice to follow up or,
Yeah.
and
Maybe
I
send her some
understand that.
flowers or something.
Yeah. You're basically doing a text is the bare minimum. That took you
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes. So that's part of it that's what she's seeing. And that's what Shanae is feeling. But this Matt just he does not get it. It's like, oh, no one texts. Okay, she's out. I guess um, I should be, looking for other women, which actually, guess what? I already have been.
Mm-hmm.
So he drops this bomb. And I think Angelica was totally taken off because she looked shocked
Mm-hmm.
that Matt's like, well, I've been actually talking to someone that it's someone I used to know. We used to date. We dated for like 6 months about 17 years ago, and we reconnected on social media. I'm like, okay. So you did what most people do, which is like find an ex on
Recycle
Facebook
someone. Yeah.
or Instagram, and you hit them up. And I know that you two have been talking. Like, this isn't just this. Like, the two of you have been communicating. But I don't think Angelica knew that.
And no, Angelica says, wait a minute, this is the first time you've ever just gone out on a first date with someone without me knowing about it or without me, so I guess they have a protocol,
Yeah.
that she's not just left out in the dark, and he's already started a relationship with this person. She doesn't even know who they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And what the reaction of Angelica to Shanae not being in their lives, I'm like, so Angelica's in love with Shanae, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this what's happening here? And she is not sharing it with us, or she is not ready to. Maybe Angelica doesn't even know it. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think Angelica is in love with her in a sexual way. I think Angelica has just been a loner and most of her life. I think this is the closest and best friend she's ever had.
More than Matt.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because Matt's kind of a dud.
There's no there.
Yeah.
I don't, if there is, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't think that it's sexual and at all, that it's not
No.
an in love, that you think it's really just this is like, I can't lose one of my best friends. This
This
is
is her
devastating.
person. I think, yeah, I think that she confides in her. She can talk to her.
Mm,
I think more than Matt. I think her relationship with Shanae is better than her relationship with Matt
yeah, probably.
and
And that's the thing.
closer.
Angelica's like, I want you to fight for Shanae. It's like, yes, Matt, that's what everyone's
Mhm.
been saying. You know what women want? Women want you to like step up and fight for
Mhm.
them and say, I want you. You're what I want. And not like creepy stalkerish, but woo her. God damn it.
Mhm.
Woo
Mhm.
a little
Yeah.
bit. Dear God,
Yeah.
these men. So and then we meet this woman. Her name is Marilyn, and this is very strange. Was this her home, or this was a shop, or was this her shop, or was this someone else's shop? It was very unclear, like where
I
they were
don't
going.
know.
But basically, we learned that Marilyn, I guess Marilyn's a witch. Marilyn's into a lot of woo woo stuff, and I guess Angelica gets dragged along, but she's like, I never go on first dates with Matt. And so she's really like so annoyed to even be there.
Well, it's not their
Um,
first date though.
well, yeah, not Marilyn and Matt's.
No.
And those two were flirt, flirt, flirt. And I don't feel like this is the first time you've seen each other in 17 years. Do you know what I mean? I'm like,
Well, no, I don't think it is. He didn't say that it was. He said
mm,
he had been seeing her. He had contacted her, he had been
mm-hmm.
seeing her, he tells Angelica, and then he goes
Oh,
to
okay.
introduce them. He's been hooking up with her.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
she's not just a witch, she's also a goddess.
She is. And I have to say that I think that I feel like that Angelica and Matt were really rude about this stuff. Like, you don't know
Mhm.
anything about this. And Marilyn talks about, I guess, she likes to go and howl at the moon. And they just sort of like start making fun of her, like, are you on all fours? And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay. But this obviously, I mean, to me, it feels like you can joke about this on the car on the way home, but this seems to mean something to Marilyn.
Mhm.
And if I was Marilyn, I would be like, "Well, f you two.
Mhm.
You're not even going to give me 1 second to show you who I am and what I do, even if you think
Mhm.
it's ridiculous." She doesn't.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So
it's
anyway,
rude.
they're making what?
I said it's rude.
Yeah, it's very rude. So they're making intention candles, and there's rubbing oil on candles. Oh lordy. And but this is the best. This was the best part. Marilyn starts talking about her former relationship with Matt, and she's like, "Yeah, it was very sexually driven, but it wasn't very fulfilling. It was adequate sex with Matt." And Matt's like, "Wait, what? Adequate?" And he, of course, men, he thinks that she doesn't know the meaning of adequate. Oh no, she does,
Oh, she meant to
Matt.
say something else. That's not what she meant.
Yeah. Oh, she meant to say, "Oh my God, jaw dropping,
Best sex of my life.
best sex of my life." People get that and adequate mixed
Adequate.
up
Yes.
all the time. I
Happens all the
cannot tell
time.
you how many times I've mixed up those 2 words. I mean, come on, Matt. And seeing how Matt is, I'm like, yeah, I bet he's the laziest,
He's
like
a lazy
passive.
lay. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
he is.
he
He's lazy.
Yes.
He's kind of like flopping around going, "Is that good? Okay." You know? Anyway.
Oh.
So now Matt's no longer interested in her now that he's seen this other side or whatever. I don't know. I think that Angelica stepped in and was like, "No, you're not doing this. Like,
No.
this isn't happening. We're focusing on
She's
Shanae."
like, "You need to get Shanae back. You need to do whatever you need to do to," because she says something to the effect of, "I can't imagine living my life without her." I mean,
Yeah,
Angelica is going to just die
explode.
without this woman.
Well, but the other part of it too is that, and I don't we don't see everything, but if Angelica is so in love with Shanae, then why can't then I don't see Angelica trying to fight to move closer to
Mhm.
Shanae.
Yeah,
You're still not willing to do anything or get uncomfortable within your life.
right.
If you love this woman so much, why aren't you fighting? Why aren't you moving closer? And I think the reality is I think Shanae has more money. I think Shanae lives in a nicer part of town.
Mhm.
I think Shanae makes more money. And I think that she's like, I'm not downsizing and doing any,
Mhm.
I like where I live. I have this great life. And these guys are like, well, we can't. So I don't
Yeah.
think it's never gonna work. It's never gonna
No.
work. So,
Nope.
all right. So we've got the Peralta family, which is so bizarre. I mean, we start again right where we left off with Dani and Yessel talking to Jackie about you know, the first thing she says is like wants to talk about the sex life. And so Dani says she's she's unsure if she's comfortable with sex at this point. So it's a little bit like I think that, Jackie's trying to figure out what the deal is, and I think that Danny's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, nothing like that's gonna happen anytime soon."
Hmm.
That's the sense I
I
think
I
what
thought
she's
he
saying.
admitted to already kind of fooling around with her, with Jackie, or was that somebody else? Was that another
No,
indiscretion?
that was another but
Okay.
he and Jackie had a conversation offline outside of the group chat,
Mm,
which was a violation of um Danny's rules.
yeah.
So,
Well, the
yeah.
bigger problem is that Danny had this thing about whoever was going to be their new sister wife, she could not have a child with Yessel.
Mhm.
And then Jackie comes along and says she wants to have more children. She has
Mhm.
one child, right?
Yeah, 9 daughter.
And instead of Danny standing up for herself and saying, "Well, that's a deal breaker,"
Mhm.
she's like, wusses out, and she's kind of like, "Oh, well, I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about this." And it's like, "Well, what is there to talk about?
Yeah.
You said that was like a red line for you."
Yeah. Unless Jackie said something like, "Well, yeah, I'd like to have more kids, but I don't know for sure." But yeah, no, you're right. You're
But
right.
she's
Like,
not.
why
But
isn't she?
I don't know for sure. Still means it's a possibility.
Mhm.
And I always feel like Danny looks like she's scared of Yessel, and
Yes.
she's scared. I think she's scared to go against him. I think she's
Mhm.
scared to stand up and say, "Look, I already told you this is a deal breaker." Because she knows he's just going to try to wear her down, wear her out till she.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, he's awful. His whole energy and everything about
Yeah.
him is terrible.
Well, and this is what I said last week about Jackie texting him outside of the group chat or however that worked out. I said, this is what he does. These small things like let's push a little
Mhm.
bit, push a little bit, and then that by the time Danny realizes that she's agreed to all this stuff, it's too late. And so poor Danny is she now has thought through. Okay, this time around, these are going to be the rules, or these are my boundaries, and she's already falling like she can't hold on at
Yeah.
all, and yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Feel like she can't stand up to him, sorry.
Mhm.
And Yessel, of course, is like, because Danny's going back and forth going, I don't know if this is right, blah, blah, blah. And Yessel's like, then why are we doing this? And I'm like, okay, so yeah, then why are you doing this? She
Yeah.
seems so uncomfortable, Yessel. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, you're driving this, Yesel. What do you mean, why are we doing this? Because you're basically insisting upon it and making it a
Mhm.
condition of your marriage.
Because I feel like if that's why that phrase, I was like, I don't think that's what, I don't know. I don't think, I was like, no, Yessel, you want this. Are you
Mhm.
just saying this so that you don't seem like such a bad guy or what? But
He's a total gaslighter. I
ugh,
mean,
it's
that's
just
what
like,
he's
well, why
doing.
are we doing this? I'm like, then tell your wife to stop, you know? And then there's another scene with them. I thought they were going back to the same bar they were at the first time, but I guess not. This is called The Lady. And so Yessel is leaving again for one of these trips. We still have zero idea what he's doing.
Mhm.
So they always like to have a gathering before Yessel leaves on one of his many trips. And so
Mhm.
Leah's there, who's his ex. And basically they said
His
I guess there's
brother and
there's been some time in between. So Danny and Yessel have been spending time with Jackie a little bit. But Jackie's really there to meet everyone and mainly for, Leah to vet her.
Mhm.
And obviously Leah wants to know who this woman is before they introduce her to her son, Brady, which makes complete sense. But
Mhm.
I don't think we got any farther than that. we just got to the beginning of the conversation. So,
Yeah, I guess to be continued.
yeah, there's not I mean, that's the other thing I wonder too is I wonder if they're holding on to Jackie just to have someone to
Some content.
some content, someone to film with. Because I wonder if Danny's like, "Abort, abort, 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 abort," and the producers are like, "No, no, no. We've
Yeah,
got
well, and
4 more episodes."
Yessel's leaving, so she has to have someone to
No, that's
film with.
true. So she's gonna have to, like, meet with Jackie, I guess.
Yeah. They're the most boring.
Yeah.
They're I don't know how they got cast or why they're even here, but
Okay, so we have the Davises or the Merrifields, our old standby, the old faithful. So which
wow.
one you wanna do, Davis?
Let's start with the
Keep the Merrifields.
Davises.
All right, so it's date night with the Davis family. Nick is taking all the ladies out to dinner, and of course, Nick is the last one to come out of the house because he takes the longest to get ready.
Yes, and he likes to
Um,
make an entrance, likes
yes,
to
he does.
come out.
And yeah, Nick doesn't drive. I didn't know that.
No.
But he likes to sit in the back and be presidential.
Well, I have a feeling that maybe that Nick not driving has to do with maybe he got a DUI or lost his
Oh.
license or something. I mean, come
Mm.
on. When these women are at work, he's he's not going to stay home all day and not be able to drive or go anywhere.
Yeah,
Y-
I guess
You
that's
know,
true, unless they're in walking distance of things. But yeah. I did think it was odd. I was like, do you just not have a license or are you just choosing not to drive?
yeah, kind of like he chooses to stay home and read all day,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly,
Mm-hmm.
instead of working. I mean, I don't know. He's the most brilliant man in America that
He is.
he's been able to like pull this con off. I mean,
Yeah, he's
seriously.
a genius. He really is. He is. He knows what he's
Yes.
doing. He knows what he's doing. And so
Yeah.
at first I thought they were going to a sushi restaurant. And then I'm like, oh, is this Benihana
Yeah, I think it's
or
a
some version?
Benihana knockoff. Yeah.
Yeah. I have never been to Benihana.
Oh,
My entire
really?
life, no one's ever parents, no one's ever taken me. I'd like to go sometime
Well,
and
we
see
should
what all the fuss
go.
is about.
I like
W-
Benihana. We should
Yeah.
go.
Well, you have a birthday coming up.
Yeah,
Um,
well, maybe that'll work out.
so, but it was very strange. I'm like sake bombs, but they're sake bombs pumped through like a mustard.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
I've never seen that
That
before.
was strange.
Um, but yeah, this is where I guess they throw, of course the chef is has to ask them, "Oh, hi. Well, why are you here? Are you here for a
A
special occasion?"
birthday? Yeah.
And this is where the title comes from because Nick introduces everyone. This is my wife. This is our wife, and this is my girlfriend. And so the chef was like, "Whoa, okay," and then just taking it all in. But Nick says that during one of his reading sessions, because he was reading
Uh-oh.
earlier that day, and he was reading about entropy,
Mhm.
which I don't know if he
Now,
pronounced correctly.
what is the difference? I thought it was entropy. Are those two different things?
Oh, that's a good
Entropy
point.
and because one of them has to do with here, I'm gonna have to Google this. Sorry. I meant to do it beforehand. What was the definition they gave on the show?
So entropy is sort of a lack of order or disorganization. See, I always
Yeah.
thought entropy was more about like kind of giving up and
Yeah,
and
like
like your
staying
like
still, like not
or
making forward motion.
yeah, like your body it can't even move.
Yeah, because it says entropy,
Mhm.
lack of order or predictability, gradual decline into disorder. So the gradual decline I can see, like if you're not, if it's a thermodynamic quantity representing the unavailability of a system's thermal energy for conversion into mechanical work.
Okay.
So I don't know. So what was his point?
His point was that he feels like the family, they have low entropy because they're in this highly ordered situation. I don't
Oh,
quite understand where he was going with this.
so like they're always moving forward. They're not going to go into decline. because they have this system?
Well, it could be that. I thought he meant more of there's order to this. There's order to
Mm,
this relationship that why we are successful with this. And
mm.
maybe this is Nick looking at maybe he's watching these other couples going, "Listen, I know how to do this. I'm gonna tell
I'm
you.
a success,
I'm a
yeah.
success story." So what he's saying is that in order to just like Joe Dogger, in order to make the assisting the multiple wives work is you've
Mhm.
got to have somebody who's keeping order. And
Right,
basically
that
he was
makes
sort of
sense.
saying that like, this is the thing because I think that this was his way of kind of prepping a little bit to Teresa of,
Mhm.
Teresa, we have a, we have a
We have a
order. It doesn't
process,
we have
yeah.
a process, we have a way of doing things and there is a certain amount of order and you coming in and trying to break that up isn't going to work.
But this is okay, she's been there, she says, for 6 months,
Mhm.
okay? First of all, if you hadn't established, you know, that she was going to come into your family, why did you let her move in, number 1?
Mhm.
And also, how long was Danielle there before they were trying to get her to, be part of their family and then marry that other girl? I mean, Danielle was not there for very long. You know what I
No.
mean? It's like it was kinda like they introduced her, "This is our new girlfriend," or whatever, and I feel like within the span of a season or less than a season, they had that commitment ceremony, and then the next season, is when they wanted her to marry that Scorpio
Yeah.
girl,
Mhm. Yes, yes.
Miss Scorpio. So, I don't know, I feel like they're being a little bit tough on Teresa, and I don't know if it's just for the show, for a storyline, or if they have real serious doubts about her.
You know what I think it is? I think that cuz April said this. She said, it's only been 6 months. We learned a big lesson with Danielle.
Mhm.
I'm worried about Teresa moving too fast. And I think that I think some of it is the show and having a storyline for the show and keeping that consistent. But I also think this is April's way of saying, listen, Teresa, I know the two of you have been friends, but this is a different story. Just because you were
Mhm.
Nick's friend and you had this relationship outside of our relationship here doesn't mean you
Mm.
get to saunter in here.
Right.
I'm number one, like I'm wife
Right.
one. I kind of feel like she was pissing
Yeah.
right over and being a little bit
Yeah.
like, no, 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 you're trying to do this too fast. And listen, I agree with them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with them. 6 months, 6 months
Yeah.
and this desire or pressure to change her last name to be a Davis, and I'm like, "Are
Mhm.
you on the run? Are you
Yeah, you need to change your identity real
you need to
quick. I mean,
change your identity?" Do you like, what is happening that you are so desperate? Because she keeps saying, "Well, if I'm a Davis, I'll feel like a wife and not a girlfriend." I'm like, "The last name if you have insecurity, the last name's not gonna help you. The
mhm.
last name's not gonna what is that gonna do for you? If you're
Yeah.
always insecure in this relationship, then" you know?
Yeah, and Nick, rightfully so, has a problem with her aspiring rapper career
Yes.
because she sucks.
Well, it did go on. I mean, at first when she first started, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty good. She can keep, it's not terrible."
Oh,
It's
yes, it was. It
well,
was
I mean, I
terrible
felt
from the
like
beginning.
she could I don't know.
Oh, Tess, stop trying to defend it. It was terrible.
It's
It's just
better than I could do.
awful.
I guess I would say that.
Okay, well, I mean,
But it
it's
went on and
terrible.
on and on. Like the
No
song
one's
went. I
gonna
was like,
buy that. No one's gonna buy
yeah,
that
it wasn't
track.
good.
No.
Yeah, but did you clock? So this is the end of the night. This next scene is the end of the night, and she goes in. Nick, of course, is reading
Of
in one of
course.
the
By the
rooms.
by the fake fire, like the Yule log TV fire.
Yes. Yes, I'm like, "Oh, they have a fireplace? Oh, wait, it's a big screen TV. We got it." But I love that. He's like, "Oh, this my romantic night." And yeah, and this is where Teresa just lays it all out. Like, what does she say? Nick keeps saying, well, she's hurt because he thought she was a terrible rapper, and I guess never said it to her face. And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, why would he say that to your face if you were pursuing this and that you obviously went on tour? Okay. But he basically keeps telling her, "Well, I see you, I'm here, but I'm not around that corner." Basically what he's saying is,
Mhm.
"I'm not gonna give you the name Davis, like, that we're not near this." And Teresa just again, does Teresa desperately wanna be on the show? What does she want? Because she's just like, she's saying to Nick, in your presence, feel so beautiful, and I know when I made love to you, you'll be the last person I will ever make love to again."
And he looked scared when she said
Yes.
that. He looked very frightened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really the more I think about it now, I think that she is on the show to promote her rap career.
Mm.
And yeah, yeah, because if she's known him all this time, like for 15 years or something, and now all of a sudden she
Well, she's wanted him this whole time, but now he's finally free. This guy's always looking for new
No,
wives. He's always
he's always done this, right? I don't know. Well, I guess he and April, well, because he not yeah, April. He and April are legally married, and they
Mhm.
were a couple for a long time. Just the two of them. They
Mhm.
might have been swingers. I think they participated in that kind of stuff. But then when Jenny came in,
Mhm.
that was the first time they brought someone in. That wasn't that long ago. I mean,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
she didn't realize it was an option until they got this show and they started getting attention. And then she's like, well, how can I use this to my
Yeah.
advantage?
Well, so I think, let me back up. So he says that if he would be hurt if this didn't work out because they were friends. And I think this is also Teresa's theory a little bit of, oh, he's being cautious because I'm a friend. But at
Hmm.
one point, what Nick says at the end, he says, well, I want women that are going to respect themselves and love themselves. And I think that Nick's got the ick with
Mm.
Teresa and how much she's throwing him.
She's throwing
It's a,
herself. Yeah.
her throwing herself at Nick, and, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, you're the only man I'm ever gonna make love to again," and I think
Yeah.
Nick's like, "Well, what about our swinging nights?"
Right. So
What's happening there?
how's that gonna work?
You know? Um,
Yeah.
because I do think that I think there's more, I think they partake in a lot of different things. So,
Hmm.
I thought that was very interesting. I'm like, "Yeah, Teresa, you're not coming across the way you think you are. You're coming across as desperate.
Hmm.
Desperate, desperate, desperate to want these people." And I think that what they learned from Danielle was we cannot bring someone in who their intentions are not great. I think Danielle was so scared and nervous,
Hmm.
and then so Teresa's the opposite, and they're kinda like, neither of these are good.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah. I think that's spot on.
but, right now, I forgot that when I saw her, Jenny's pregnant. I'm sure she's had the
Hmm.
baby by now. And so Nick now is home. He's got 2
With
kids. He's got a lot
two
to
kids.
2
Yeah.
kids now, a baby and Vera's 3, 4, 3.
Looks like about three.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cutting into his reading and studying time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the
Okay.
Merrifields.
The most like diabolical people. And what was we saw yesterday on Instagram? Garrick has written a book
Yes, people have been talking about this book.
about a godly, holy, how to be have a
Yes.
godly, holy, whatever marriage. And it's got a strange picture of
Yes.
sort of like a cartoon man and woman on the front. And
Yeah, it's a woman's blueprint for a godly marriage
so
by
basically, we're going to tell women what to do, what they
Mhm.
should be doing to please their man. I guess this is Danielle's blueprint,
Yes.
and now it's gonna be Lorena's blueprint too, I guess. They're probably
And
already translating it into Portuguese. Um,
yeah, yeah, and I think Garrick wants this to be the blueprint for all of us, of all women, to be more godly. I just God, this is such a
wow.
man's world. There were some moments at the end of this, I'm like, "Dear God, this is a man's world. What has happened here?"
I don't know
S
how he's gotten away with all of
I don't know
this.
either. I don't know.
And he's got Danielle so brainwashed,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
but this is only like Lorena's, I don't know, second day in America, and already things are cracking. You
yes.
know, things
Things
are
are already
cracking.
Yeah, and, yeah, and the other thing is that you would think, Garrick would be so smooth and cool and all of like, but he's got no game at all. So I'm
No.
constantly amazed at how many women have been okay, just jumping right on it. Okay. So Lorena had her first night with Garrick. Danielle is having a hard time accepting that this is their new normal, that she has dealt with Garrick sleeping with other women, having sex with other women, but this is the first time they've had another woman in their bed, in their
Mhm.
home, with their children, all of that. And so after breakfast, I guess, Danielle, she went off by herself to work out by herself while Garrick and Lorena go on a bike ride because sweet Solomon put together a bike for Lorena, which was so nice.
That was
I
nice.
love a bike.
But didn't after they woke up, um, didn't Lorena say something along the lines of, it was hard, this is how I interpreted it. It was hard for her to really relax and be intimate with
Mhm.
him because knowing Danielle's like right
Yeah.
upstairs,
Yeah.
right above them.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I wonder if they even were intimate. Like,
Oh, Garrick would be devastated if they weren't.
yeah, I don't know if he would allow that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, they might have gotten intimate, but maybe not the act or something. I don't know. I have no idea, but yeah, Lorena, I'm with you on this. It is
Yeah,
odd.
it's
It is
creepy.
strange.
And then
All
what
of
else
those
is
things.
creepy is that, so Solomon, who is he the younger one?
I don't
Um,
know. I think he's the older one. Who's the other one? Jeremiah?
Jeremiah. I think Jeremiah might be the oldest. But
Mm,
anyway, this kid is what, 17,
16, I
maybe
thought. 16, 17, yeah.
16. Okay. He's closer to Lorena's age.
Yes.
And and she's very physically affectionate with the sons. She's always
Mhm.
hugging them, and they look very, as they should, like awkward. Like, this is awkward. Our
Mhm.
dad has brought this woman here to be his quote unquote wife,
Mhm.
and they're sleeping in the same room, and
And I hear
she's
my mom quietly crying
yes, I
in the
hear
sister
bedroom
room.
sounds over here, and then I hear my mom silently crying with her glass of wine, and I gotta get up and put together a bike, and then this very attractive young woman is hugging me, and I
Mhm.
mean, God, these poor boys. This is not normal.
No, no. You know what would be crazy? I don't know. I think those boys are the minute they can go off to college, they're gonna run. But it'd be funny if like one of them stayed and then one of them starts an affair with Lorena.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, this
Well,
would be good.
that yeah,
Um,
there's a
all right.
chance.
So they go on this bike ride together. We then see them at the park. They're having just a lovely romantic picnic
Mhm.
together with their lattes and their to-go
In the
cups.
translator app.
Yes, the translator app. And so, they're having a lovely time. Okay, so then they have this family meeting, and this is where things start to get off the rails, and I think Lorena's like, ugh. So they have
Mhm.
this meeting where, Lorena basically says, "Listen, back at home, I had a roommate. We lived together. I worked till 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock came around. I went home, and then I went and restaurants and nightlife and
Yeah.
friends and blah, 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 blah." I mean, she was living like a typical 20 something
Yeah.
is living. And she's like, this is a real adjustment. So they sit down to have this family meeting. And the first topic they have to talk about is like, how often are they going to switch back and forth with Garrick? Because a lot of this has to do with the sheets, which
Mhm.
again, okay. So they don't wanna be changing
Creepy. Yeah.
sheets every other day.
Yeah.
So now they're sort of trying to figure this out. And what happens is that Garrick and Garrick and Danielle start to have this conversation in English, and
Mhm.
every few seconds you can hear Lorena trying bing, 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 like trying to get on the translator app,
Yeah.
trying to interrupt them. And every single time she try like, they don't it's like she wasn't even there. She keeps
Right.
trying to like, "Okay, wait," because she can't speak to them.
Yeah, they're cutting her out. Like,
Yeah.
they're ignoring her, and they're talking about this and making a decision themselves without her.
Mhm.
And
Isn't
yeah.
that sort of like I don't wanna say it's a microaggression or anything, but isn't it sort of like isn't that considered like if you have 2 people that are speaking a different language in front of
Mm.
you and
Mhm.
I don't know. right? There's
Well, this
something.
why yeah, I mean, it's definitely a micro, if not a macro aggression. I mean, it's just yeah, it's very disconcerting. It's basically
Yes.
like, "We don't need to hear from you.
Yes, yes.
We're gonna figure this out ourselves." And because that's their dynamic,
Yeah.
and they've never had to take anyone else's opinion into consideration because they've only ever been with these women, like, on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all
Where
new.
it's all about, well, what are we going to order for dinner? Like there's nothing
Mhm.
controversial happening. And now this is a big issue. They're cutting her out. And the language thing,
Yes.
it's just it's so awful. They're not even trying to speak Portuguese. They're basically saying they're just talking real slow, like sheets,
Mhm.
washing sheets, um sleeping, sister room, like,
Mhm.
they're just saying words in a condescending way, and that's how they're gonna communicate with her.
Well, did you clock what, Garrick says is he was sort of in the interview and he was like, "Well, it's gonna take us some time to work out the language part, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be awkward until Lorena learns
Yes.
English."
Yes, I clocked
I was
that.
like, "Oh, that's interesting." So, yeah,
Mhm.
it's all on her. You need to
Mhm.
learn the language. We're not even gonna come up with some phrases.
Mhm.
Not even some phrases, not even the Portuguese word for sheets. Like, we're not
Yeah.
even gonna bother with that, and then we're gonna speak over you. Yeah, I mean, they're treating her. I'm sorry, it's very uncomfortable. It's like they're treating her like a prop.
Yeah, and then they were kinda treating her like a nanny when they
Yeah.
wanted her to put the baby to sleep or whatever they wanted her to do with the baby,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Baby? Night night?" I mean, here we go again with the baby. They're doing baby talk to her,
Mhm.
to Lorena,
Yeah.
and you could tell she was really annoyed, and this is, like, day 2.
Yeah. 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 Garrick he is like a lukewarm cup of broth of soup or something. Like, he's just so
Yeah, if
like,
that. That's generous.
so boring and so blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Dear God, how did you come up with this stuff?" Because he doesn't seem very self-assured. He has a lot of crazy ideas, but he's like, "Oh, should I go do that? Okay, I'm gonna go get Lorena now. Okay." He's like this.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, and then the other one was the whole reason why can't they have 2 separate bedrooms and Garrick go back and forth? It's because Garrick's the king of the castle.
Yeah, he should
Because
be
that's what
comfortable.
he needs to be comfortable, and he has convinced Danielle that his comfort is more important than her comfort.
Mhm.
So, I don't know
Yeah,
what that man is saying or doing, I have no idea, but he has convinced her.
I don't know. I'm praying for Lorena. I'm praying
Yeah.
that she, um, doesn't have to spend too much more time with these crazy wacko people.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's
I
it.
thought you would take notes for next week, but next week we're gonna see our friend Reese again. Reese is dating. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
And
it didn't go well or something.
no. Well, no, he's on a
Poor
date with
Reese.
this woman, and he's like, "Well."
Who's a lesbian and she's interested in Billie
Yeah.
Jean or
But
something.
the other thing too is you're on a date, you're trying to make a good first impression, and he basically admits, "Well, yeah, my wife thinks I'm kinda boring and vanilla in bed." I'm like, "That is not a
That
selling point, Reese." No woman is gonna be like, "Ooh, let me sign me
Oh,
up for
can't wait to
that."
try that. Yeah.
Yeah, real boring. Okay. You and Matt.
Oh god,
Adequate.
well, that tells you a lot right there.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
yeah.
and then
Okay.
there's,
Well,
more Merrifield drama and all the rest of it. So, anywho, so
well,
that's that. So
that's that.
let's change courses
Okay.
and let's talk about Love is Blind. So,
So, when we did our recap, we made some predictions.
mhm,
You had predicted that nobody would get married.
and I won. Woohoo!
I predicted that Anton and Allie would get married,
Mhm.
but not the other two couples. So, yes, you did win. This was an interesting this was an interesting finale
Yeah.
because 3 very dramatic, different kind
Mhm.
of outcomes. It was actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So, okay, first they had Anton and Allie,
Yeah.
and at first I thought they were they were both gonna say yes because they're so tricky with their
Yes.
and I mean, the couples do it too. It's not just editing. The couples, I don't know if they tell them, "Okay, you've gotta act like you're gonna do this.
Mhm.
Don't act like you don't if you're unsure, don't act like it. Act like you are 100% into it," and that's what they were all doing that. Or
Mhm.
well, all only 2 couples actually made it to the altar, but yeah, it was like, "Yes, I'm so excited." They're talking glowingly about the other person, and it's just like, "This is weird."
Yeah, it is really weird. It's really weird to watch, like, Allie hug Anton's mom, and everyone's
Yeah.
so friendly and nice, and but I get the sense that Allie was still maybe up in the air. I think she was sort of like 90% no, but she was gonna
She
wait
was
to
gonna
see how
wait
she
and
was gonna
see, yeah.
feel, and then she got there and she's like, "Oh, this is still a no.
But
This is
also
still a
what
no."
her mom said to her on the wedding day,
Mhm.
her mom was real clear that even she was trying to be diplomatic, but she wasn't.
Mhm.
She was real clear she did not want her to marry this guy because he drank alcohol. Because she said, "Our family doesn't drink alcohol.
Mhm.
We don't drink alcohol." And then there was the sister who was boycotting this, but then ended up showing up. These
Mhm.
are like real judgmental people. Okay.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's a religious thing. I don't know what it is, but they are super, super judgmental. And obviously, her family's opinion means a lot to her. She's very
Mhm.
young, and I think at the end of the day, she knew that her family was not gonna be happy with this.
Well, what was the other thing too? Like, he's a truck driver, and are you
Yeah,
okay with him being a truck driver? And I was a little bit like, well, you're a
but he
nurse. I mean, obviously, nursing takes a certain amount of skill and education, but that's still like a on your feet job, moving around. I mean,
yeah,
and I thought he was like a manager of a trucking thing. I thought
I
he
think
worked
they
in
I
an office.
I think they oversold his they called him like a logistics transportation logistics, which is
Okay.
a fancy name for a
He
truck
drives a
driver,
truck.
and
Yeah.
he works overnights. So, yeah, they were kinda judgy of him as like, "Oh,
Mhm.
he's blue collar," and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, but he wants to do other things. He's very entrepreneurial. He wants to open a salon, a barber shop or something." I mean,
Mhm.
so again, he's not good enough for
Yeah.
her. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's good enough for her with that family. And he's certainly not, and he drinks too
Mhm.
much, and she's just kind of too young and naive, I think,
Yeah.
to push past that.
Well, I saw a TikTok theory when I was scrolling through that, some people think that she really just wanted someone with money. That because
Mm.
she did say, "Are you going to pay for my
Oh, the
Botox?"
Botox, yeah.
And here, I want to talk about this Botox thing. A lot of these I want Botox. We should be getting Botox, not these, like, Madison has these big lips. They're all doing all the
Yeah.
Botox. I'm like, dear God, this is like everywhere. You would think in Denver, of all places, it would be au natural. I was just like, dear
Oh,
God.
no, no. This is a I mean, a lot of this is a generational thing, but
Mm,
everyone's doing it. Like
yeah.
I went recently a couple times to um get a facial, and the woman is telling me, "Oh, well, we can pump up your lips just a little bit. We can like,"
Oh,
she's trying to sell me on
yeah. Yeah.
stuff.
How much is that?
I don't know. I never got a price.
Okay.
But she was literally like picking apart my face,
Mm.
telling me I should, do the filler in my lips, that I should get laser hair removal. Um,
Ooh, I want that too. Yeah.
I mean, yes, I want it all too, but I'm not rich. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like $300 just to get a facial, yeah, at
Oh,
Skin
okay.
Spirit.
Skins.
After you leave a tip, and then
Yes.
I always end up buying products, which I have to say I think the products are worth the money. The
Mhm.
products are really good. And if you can get the right products, you can do a lot just at home. But no, this is like this is our culture. This is
Yeah.
um like Layla every night and every morning she's doing her infrared thing on her face, and
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
doing the patches, and she's 22. She's it's like
Well, this is because of social media and Get Ready With Me, and the fact that
yeah.
people are staring at each other's faces all the time, and that this has
Yeah.
become a thing. But anywho, where
Yeah.
was I go? But she wanted him to pay for the Botox,
Yeah.
but you knew what he did. Again, like if you
Mhm.
were looking for, then you needed to hook up with the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Again, I think it really does. I think they get swept up in the moment. I think it feels fun and exciting and they're proposing.
Mhm.
And then it's like, oh crap, we're really in this.
Yeah,
And
and I think
yeah,
she did love him, but she just was
it
like,
wasn't
I
enough.
I
Yeah.
need some yeah, I need a better lifestyle than this,
Yeah.
and
I think she had a good,
I don't want my family nagging me because he drinks too
yes.
much, you know?
Yes. And, I think they had a good time together. I think she had fun, and I think, like but she's like, "I'm done."
Yeah.
Alright, so those are 2
So,
so when she said no, I'm like, "Oh, I'm winning this I'm winning this contest because I knew these other ones, I was like, "There is just no
but
way."
then again, the next one, Edmund and Calabria, she was putting on quite an
Yeah,
act too.
she was. She's quite the actress.
Yeah. She Now this was very touching
Mhm.
because Edmund, I just want to scoop him up and just protect
Yes.
him. His mom didn't come. She was, busy.
So who was the
Um,
woman that came then?
that was his 5th grade
No, no,
teacher.
no, the other woman, the first woman who came to
Oh, that's
see him.
Calabria's mom.
Oh, that's h okay, got it. Because I
Yeah.
saw mom, and I'm like, I thought it was his mom, but then he's talked about no,
No.
his mom. Okay, got it. I'm with you now.
And
Okay.
then he said his dad was coming or his dad was there, but I never saw a chyron that said Edmund's dad, and
Maybe
I
dad
can't
didn't wanna
remember.
be on camera.
They probably didn't want to be on camera because I was looking for him. So, Edmund has this 5th grade teacher, now I can't remember her name.
Oh,
Um,
Miss God, I had it. Hold on, keep going. I know I saw it.
so she became his guardian at one point
Mhm.
because, he was in the foster care system, and she became his guardian. She would buy him food, after
Mhm.
school because she knew he wasn't eating. She kind of understood him, um, you know, just hard to explain, they
Yeah.
just kind of found each other, and she said, "You also made me a better teacher,"
Mm.
because he wasn't he was obviously very smart and
Mhm.
wanted to be in school, but he had a hard time, I think, standing still, and she would let him kind of move around the room, and if he needed to get up and move around, she
Mhm.
would let him, and she said, "I realized that I could teach you just as well if you're moving around, then you don't have to be sitting down in front
Mhm.
of me." And so they had this long heart to heart
Yeah.
where, they just I mean, she's like his surrogate mother basically, and
She walked him down the aisle.
she walked me down the aisle and she said,
Yeah.
I will always be here." And she talked about how proud she was of him and how everybody liked him and he
Mhm.
should feel good about himself. And um yeah, cuz I also read this somewhere else. So he graduated from college. He went to
Mhm.
school on a football scholarship, um to like a Division 1
Mhm.
school, and graduated, and now he's a realtor. So, it's like he's really quite a person, quite a
Mhm.
special person.
Yeah.
And I loved
Yeah.
his whole story. And
No,
it
it's a
was just
beautiful story with the
crushing.
teacher and,
Yeah.
how much that's the thing about why do some people make it and some people don't? And it's like sometimes
Mhm.
it's just one person,
One person.
one adult who is
Yes.
steady and that believes in you.
Right.
And it
Was
sounds like,
vested in you.
and I think that this woman, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to find her name. She invested in him and was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, this is," and it sounds like obviously they've kept in touch. They've like, they're
Yeah.
very close. And so yeah, it's a really beautiful story. And that's the other thing too, is I'm glad she said no. I'm so glad I knew he was going to say yes. I'm so
Mhm.
glad she said no because it was like, I don't think she's nice enough for you. Like
No.
Edmund needs someone a lot more
Like
gentle.
the teacher.
Yes, like the teacher.
Yes.
He needs a younger version of
Yes.
her, you
Because
know?
the thing is, Calabria, it's like she basically is a social worker in and out of work. You know what I mean? I think she
Mhm.
goes through life social working people.
Yeah.
The way that she spoke to him and the way that she was always
Mhm.
lecturing him and calling him out. It's like, stop.
Yeah.
Like, you sound so cold and bitchy. Like,
Mhm.
but she would mix it with these compliments, but the undertone of it
Yeah.
was, I just felt really bitching. He didn't need that. That's
No,
not what he needs.
because he would freeze and all he could hear were the negative, it's
Mhm.
and she would deliver the compliments the same way she would deliver the other words. So
Yeah.
it's like want. So
Right.
even if there was something nice, no, I think that's a really good way of saying it where she's a social worker wherever she goes. She's
Mhm.
social working and all of this. And yeah, and I think that she saw him as a project.
Yes. And I see where Calabria gets it from, because her mom was the same way. She
Yeah.
went in there and gave that talk to Edmund, like her social worker. Maybe she's a social worker too. I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of like, you guys need to be softer with this guy,
But
'cause
yeah, no, he needs that. And also even Edmund needs to be with someone who isn't there because they see him as this project, but there as
Mhm.
I see that you as an equal. See, I
Mhm.
think that's the other part of it too, is I don't think KB saw him as an equal.
No, not emotionally. That's for
No.
sure.
And listen, I do think he's got some ADD. He's got, he's a little
Mhm.
all over the place. And yeah, and I do think there's some other things going on with him that he needs to work through. But he's really just he's looking for someone who's going to see him and say, I choose you. I accept you. I want
Yeah.
you. And I
It was
think
so
that
sad.
that's, yeah.
Yeah, it was so sad when he was talking to the teacher and he was saying, "I'm just never gonna find anyone. I've
Mm,
tried everything. I even came on this show and I just can't find," and I'm thinking, "Edmund, don't worry.
yeah.
You're
Women.
gonna have you're gonna have a lot of women interested in you now that you've shown us, who
Mm-hmm.
you are and the real
Mm-hmm.
you. There are women out there who will see that and think and be able to give you the right
Yeah.
combination of, whatever it is you need."
Yeah. You're still young. I mean, how old is he?
Yeah, I
Early
think he's
30s?
is he even 30? He might be 29, 28. I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, I
He's
just feel
young.
like he but this is good. I mean, I think she knew she was the one that was gonna have to say no because he wasn't going to. So
Yeah, and she claimed that she didn't really know until she got to the altar, that she was basically a no, but she went
mhm.
to the altar because she just thought, "Well, maybe when I get there, I'll have some sort of
Yeah.
epiphany," and it didn't happen, so.
I think that's what the producers tell them. I think the producers, they might ask
Mhm.
and they're like, "Yeah, I'm pretty much a no. I'm a no." But I think they say, "Well, you know what? People do change their mind when they get up to the altar. So why don't you get up there
Mhm.
and then decide?"
Yeah.
I think that's how they get them.
Yeah.
All right. So then there wasn't a third wedding.
No.
It was, and I've seen a lot online about Sparkle Megan. Again, this is all
Mhm.
alleged. This is all just TikTok videos that I flip through. But yeah,
Yeah. So
there
she
was
spared,
no wedding.
yeah, there's no wedding, and I think she did the right thing, because you could see earlier in the episode, when the episode first started, they showed her, like, chatting with a bunch of her girlfriends
The
and
quote unquote bachelorette
the bachelorette
party.
party, and, I could tell right then the way that these are her friends, and
Yeah.
the way they were, like, dressed and the way that they were talking, I was like, "Oh, no, 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 her life outside of Jordan is completely incompatible
Mhm.
with Jordan's life,"
Yeah.
and she thankfully came to that decision, realization, um, realized that she wasn't willing to give up her lifestyle,
Yeah.
because Jordan's life is so rigid in what he has to do,
Mhm.
to work and to, take care of his son and whatever. And it was interesting. She said she started questioning if she was really compatible with being a mother at all.
Well, have you seen the news about her?
No. Is she pregnant?
She has a baby.
No.
Yes. So this is spoiler
No.
alert, everybody. So what
Okay, too
happened?
late for a spoiler alert.
Sorry. So, I saw this on, so there was a rumor going around, Ricky,
Yeah. Story time with Ricky.
story time with Ricky. She said that she heard this rumor about one of the castmates, one of the people that made it to the altar,
Mhm.
that they now are pregnant with, they're pregnant or had a baby with another man, and it wasn't the man that they were supposed to marry. And so at first it was like, "Oh, who is that? What's going on? What's happening?"
Yeah.
And then I saw a picture of her with this guy. And apparently, this all kind of happened very quickly because she apparently started dating this guy, met this guy very soon after the Jordan. So there is like some, again, allegedly, some rumors of was she already quote unquote talking
Yeah.
to this guy? Was he in her life at that same time? And if there was another guy in her life and she was always kind of like, well, let me see what this is like. Let me see what this is. Then she that the whole thing with the son, because the thing that I think Jordan made it very clear right away. I have a son. He's got type 2 1 diabetes. This is my life. This is my priorities.
Mhm.
And the fact that she did not she's too smart to not have thought about that impact of like saying yes to him knowing he has a kid. If you've got someone else on the line here, or if
Mhm.
you're not quite all in, and because
Wow.
I get the sense that he was willing to stay all in. I don't know, but I heard this other rumor about her. I saw one person who said that they don't believe that she's really as wealthy as she claims to be.
Mhm.
That yes, she worked in oil and gas for a while, but that the last couple years she's been working on her own business, and they said it's like a MLM startup life coaching business.
Oh my god. Just what we need.
And that she went on this show to drum up interest in this, but that, that it's a lot of smoke and mirrors with the money, that she doesn't have as much as she claims she does, that
Mhm.
and one person was saying, again, the whole coaching world, this is a big part of the coaching world, which is, project this idea of that you're wealthy so that people, all that MLM stuff, like
Right.
buy the
Fake it till you
Mercedes and
make
drive it
it. Yeah.
around, and then you will
Right.
manifest it. So they claim that that's what was going on with Megan. I don't know. I mean, again, the woman drove a Range Rover. I mean, she seemed to have means, but a lot of people were like, listen, those outfits she was wearing were from Shein.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they weren't
people,
that great.
so it was a little bit like, okay, you have a range, like, whose Range Rover? She could
Yeah.
very much, this
You
could all
could
be smoke
lease
and
a
mirrors.
Range Rover or yeah, I mean, a lot of people drive cars that are like more than their rent.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I can believe that because she's not old enough to have made enough money to live lavishly for the rest of her life. Working in oil and gas, what does that even mean? The people making money in oil and gas are the people who own the
Hmm. Yeah.
the oil and gas
So
companies.
did you start the oil and gas company?
Right.
Is this your
Did you
family's
Were
oil and
you
gas company?
drilling for
Yeah.
oil and selling it? Like, no, you were probably working in, like, the corporate office of some
And she got some kind of
whatever.
buyout. According to Jordan was saying this, well, we'd have different lifestyles and she could, never have to work again and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe this at all. I really, and I think that it was for someone who, if you are a burgeoning, a fledgling life coach, you should know better than to accept a proposal from someone who has a kid, unless
Mhm.
you are absolutely dead serious about
Well,
this.
but she did come to that conclusion. I mean,
Mhm.
I think she wanted to be someone different than she was because she mentioned to him about, I thought there was this opposites attract thing and she didn't
Mhm.
want to go with Mike, who was the kind of guy that she would usually go with. And I give her credit for honesty and coming to the realization and not going to the altar and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to cut her some slack, but I just think she doesn't know what she wants.
Well, now she's got a baby,
Yeah, well, there
and
she
maybe
is.
she's
I
going
mean,
to be with this guy. So she
yeah,
obviously wanted a family. She wanted kids and all of these things. And I
yeah,
think she felt a lot of pressure. I think she also, because she's 35,
yeah,
36. I think she felt a bit of
34, something. Yeah,
pressure.
yeah.
So maybe part of her also was like, wait, if I can't have my own children, maybe I could be a stepmom. Maybe I could do this. Maybe I
Hmm.
could do that. Then I also saw on TikTok that apparently Jordan came out with a book called
Already?
Luca's whatever. It's a
Oh,
kid's book about Luca, and I'm sure it's about type 1 diabetes.
uh huh.
So someone else's theory was like he just came on this show because he wanted to promote this book. I think two things can be true at the same time. I
Yeah,
think that people can go, oh, this is interesting. I want to do this. And worst case scenario is at least maybe I'll have more followers and maybe it'll be easier for me to launch the whatever.
right.
I mean, we live in a world right now. that is it's tough. It's tough to get people's attention, and sometimes
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, you kinda have to I mean, you gotta be on a reality show. Look at Kim K. Look at a lot of the people
Mhm.
that are very wealthy, famous right now are people that kinda
Mhm.
started on one of these shows. So,
Yeah. That's very true. Yeah, you've
yeah.
gotta get eyes on you, you gotta get followers, or
Mhm.
else you gotta go find a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you wanna do anything entrepreneurial.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
it's really or you have to have tons of deep pockets to spend all this money on marketing and all this other kind of
Mhm.
stuff, and even that is not a guarantee. So
Yeah.
I don't blame anyone for wanting that. It's just more of and then what will happen around this time is all the other past contestants will, they all kind of show up everywhere. They're always like, "Remember us? Remember us? Remember us? We
Mhm.
were on the show. We
Mhm.
were on the show. We had a baby. We had not
Yeah, and
Lauren
they
and Cameron."
comment on it, yeah.
Yeah, they're just like, "Remember how we were? We were like this."
Mhm.
So, anywho, I think that's all the gossip I got from TikTok. But
Hmm. Wow. Well, I guess more will come out at the reunion.
yes, yes. And I guess that guy Joe maybe is doing a podcast.
Oh, well, a lot of them have been appearing on podcasts. Like,
Yes,
I think,
yes. The
yeah, who was
Nick
Joe's,
File,
yeah, the one who was with Joe, what is her name?
Madison.
Madison. I think she went on Nick Viall. So, yeah, everyone's kind of like, what is happening here? These people are going on podcasts and they're spoiling things, and they're talking
Mhm.
about the show, talking about each other. So, I don't know, they got to tighten that up.
Yeah,
Or maybe they
well,
want it. Maybe it stirs up again, this is counterintuitive to the way that, traditionally things are done, but maybe Love is Blind is like, yeah, let them go out there and start talking because it'll just drum up more interest in the show.
yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know.
No, it's true. I guess I wonder now that they've had this unprecedented, final finale with nobody getting married at all, if they are gonna change things. Because
Mm,
this season, I mean, last season I felt like there were a lot of duds. There were a lot of duds in this season. The casting needs help.
mhm.
I mean, there are more cities. I've got to believe that there are better people in Denver than this. I really do.
Well, maybe the better people don't want to have anything to do with the show. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
The type of person who would agree to do this is a special kind of person, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
So, all right.
Whew,
Well,
all right. Well,
I
2
guess
shows.
yeah, we can talk about the reunion next week.
Yes, yes. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to hear more from us, as we mentioned, we have a Patreon. If you want to hear our recap about Love is Blind, we just did it, yes, as Brooke said, for our $5 tier yesterday. So the $5 tier, you get all the shows ad free, a weekly bonus. And then if you sign up for the $8 tier, you get all those things plus a monthly true crime and an ask us anything. And actually, on that tier, you can also get Christine Brown's. We're working on Christine Brown Woolley's book.
Yeah.
We've done 7
Hopefully.
episodes.
And we're still not done with the
We're
book.
still not done. I think this is going to be like 9 or 10 at the end. But if
Yeah.
you are interested in that, go check that out. Um, the other thing is that there's other ways to support us. Please follow us on social media. Please give us if you're a fan of ours and you haven't given us a review, those reviews really 5-star reviews really help us.
Mhm.
Um, tell a friend, spread the word, all that good stuff.
Yeah. We're
All
on all the
right.
socials at
Yep.
Cyclical Pop, YouTube.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.